Hi guys, welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm making loaded baked potato and chicken casserole. Alright guys, I'm starting out here in a large bowl. We're going to make a coating for our potatoes and our chicken. I'm going to put about 1/3 of a cup of olive oil in here, and I'm eyeballing this, guys. Now I'm going to add in 6 tablespoons of hot sauce. You can use any brand you like. Just going to eyeball that. I'm going to put in a tablespoon of granulated garlic. You can also use garlic powder. You don't use garlic salt for this. Granulated garlic or garlic powder. And Dexter's out of his cage. He's up top here watching me like the bad boy that he is. A tablespoon of paprika. And I want to tell you guys a funny story about Dexter quick. I love it too much here, guys. The other day I went up to get a shower, and when I came down it smelled like the toaster was running. And I couldn't figure out what that burning hot smell was. Well, here Dexter's cage is right against the wall where the thermostat was. He reached through the bars and turned the heat all the way up. So the furnace was burning. I'm going to put in a teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of black pepper. So I had to turn the heat down quick, turn it off. And I had to move his cage further away from the wall. And this was the day it was like 98 degrees here in Pennsylvania, so the heat on wouldn't have been good. Okay, now let me grab a spoon to stir that around. So yeah, Dexter, he can be mischievous sometimes, guys. And I'm going to add just a little more olive oil in there, guys. Just a hair more. I don't want my spoon to fall down in there. Like here my baking sheet I have over here. Just want to blend everything together well, your spices and the oil. Okay, now I have some russet potatoes here. I have 6 of them. I washed them off and I diced them up. I left the skins on them, guys. If you want, you could peel them. That's no problem. This is easier this way. And it's healthier for you with the skins on there. Now let me grab a big spoon, guys. I'm using a slotted spoon because we're going to reserve this oil spice mixture. And I'm just going to stir my potatoes around good in there. And Dexter's just in there. There's a perch on top of his cage, guys. He's just in there checking me out, cooking. Get this out of my way. And try not to splatter your potatoes all over your stove. Okay, now I have a baking sheet here, a cookie sheet, however you want to call it. I did some bacon on it because we're going to put bacon on this later. And I drained the bacon grease off, but I left it a little oily because you want your pan greased. I'm going to put my potatoes on here. What I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to put this in a 500-degree oven. Yeah, that's 500-degree oven. For about a half hour to 45 minutes. So my potatoes are tender. And I'm going to go in about every 10 minutes and stir my potatoes around. We want to get them nice and crispy too. Okay guys, my potatoes only took 18 minutes because I have my convection fan on the oven. I have them spread out so thin on this big cookie sheet. Now if you do it in like a baking 9x13 baking pan, it might actually take a little longer. But my potatoes are nice and crispy. And I have a cast iron, non-stick cast iron frying pan I'm going to transfer them into. But if you do this in a 9x13 baking pan, you won't have to transfer it. It's just I use this pan that I did my bacon on because it has that bacon grease, a little bit of bacon grease on it, so I don't have to grease it. So I'm going to go ahead and get my potatoes in here. You see they're nice and crispy and they're hot, guys. Now that leftover spice oil mixture that I had from the potatoes, there wasn't enough left, guys, so I made another batch, which wasn't no problem at all. Okay, now that I have my potatoes down in there, and I'm not going to use my metal spatula because I'll scratch my non-stick frying pan. I have 3 chicken breasts here that I made the additional spice oil and I left it marinate in there while the potatoes were cooking. I'm going to get that down into the potatoes, and so I'm going to stir it around to blend everything together, guys. And it don't have to be blended, you just want to spread your chicken out fairly well so it cooks and everybody gets them in their bite when they eat. Okay. Okay, now I have some taco blend shredded cheese here. You could also use Fiesta blend or even Colby Jack shredded up. I'm going to put a healthy coating on top here, guys. And I'm going to put this in, I reduced my oven temperature down to 400. I'm going to put this in this 400 degree oven for about 15 minutes to allow that cheese to melt and to allow that chicken to cook. Alright guys, I just took this out of the oven. You can see my cheese is all nice and browned up and this is done. Now I have a pound of bacon here I browned up on that pan I talked about earlier. I crumbled up. I'm going to sprinkle it over top of our potato chicken casserole. Spread it out evenly. And guys, this is looking good. And then finally I have some green onion that I sliced up. I'm going to garnish it with that. Now if you like cilantro, that would be good on this too, but I don't care for cilantro, so we're not doing that. Alright guys, this is ready to go. Let's go ahead and fix up a plate, see what we got. Alright guys, let me get in here and give this a try. Get a little bit of that potato there. Nice and tender, crispy on the outside, creamy in the middle. You can taste that hot sauce and the seasonings we put in there. Now I'll get some potato with some cheese and some bacon here, guys. That's really delicious, guys. Full of flavor, full of texture. That green onion gives a nice pop of freshness. All in all, that's just really good, guys. Alright, there you have it. Loaded baked potato and chicken casserole. Give it a try. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I'll see ya.